Hello and welcome to the channel. Today we are going to be looking at the first rate days that occurred throughout last week from the 11th to the 15th of March. So we're going to look at all the first rate days that occurred and how they played out. So in some of the instruments that I follow. So I don't follow too many instruments. I mainly trade the first 5 up here. Then I just look at the rest to see if I find something. And then oil as well. I'm thinking of getting into oil, but not yet. I'm still enjoying trading these first 5 here. Occasionally I trade the GJ. Alright, first of all, as usual, the first thing we'll have to do is look at the characteristics of the first rate day. Alright, so we'll look at every single one by one, and the characteristics is very simple. There's no rocket science in this strategy at all. So once you know these signal days, you're good to go. You are made forever. So first thing is, actually that's the second thing, but on the list. First thing, you must have 2 to 3 days of pump days. So price must have been coming upwards for like 2 to 3 days. Then on the second thing is on the day where the first rate day is created, price must close below the opening price. Price must close below the opening price, which means price opens somewhere, trades upwards, and then eventually trades down and closes below the opening price. And then the day after that, which is the day 3, is the sell day at high of day or session open. And then the best trading time for this strategy is in the New York session. So 90% of this trade happens in the New York session. Especially if you are trading anything that has to do with dollar, the New York session is the best. But if you are trading like GJ and GU, you might be looking at the London Open for your entries. And then you can still find entries in the New York session as well. But typically, if you are doing anything Europe, look at London. If you are doing anything US, look at New York. And if you are doing anything Asia, look at Asia. And the most important thing is it must happen at the high of the week, which is the first thing actually. It must happen at the high of the week. So we'll go into the charts and look at a few examples and then move on from there. Alright, so our first example is happening here in the Dow Jones, which is US 30 or DJ 30. Alright, so what are the criteria or the characteristics? It must be pump day, 2 days of pump, this and this, price kept coming upwards. It must happen at the high of the week. So this is the high of the week of this week. And then opening price must close below the opening price. So price opened right here, traded upwards, came down and closed below the opening price, giving us a first rate day. Alright, days of pump, high of the week, close below the opening price, and then our entry is on the 3rd day, day 1, day 2, day 3, entry at the high of day or session open. High of day, session open. This is a New York, this is a dollar indices. So you should be looking at majority of your entries for this in the New York session. Sometimes it gives you entry in the London and gives you a low hanging fruit that you can continue following the trade in your New York session. As long as it hasn't broken below the low of the previous day, you can still look to continue. But that's that for Dow Jones. Again, pump day, high of week, close below the opening price, entry on the day after, that's day 3. Alright, here's another example. So we have multiple days of pump leading to the midweek, which is high of the week, is where this is happening. First rate day is when price closes below the opening price. So here, price opened here, traded upwards, and then eventually traded downwards and closed below the opening price. And then entry happens at the high of day or session open. So it's either here or here. We'll talk about entries later, but I just need you to understand these concepts and always back test and check out these things. You see these things happening week in, week out, week in, week out on different pairs. So you have to hunt pairs, look at different pairs, and just hunt for this first red day and first green day. But today we're just looking at the first red day. So again, pump days, high of week, price closes below the opening price, buy high of day or session open, look at entry some other time, like I said, and now, and how did it trade on the day? How did it trade? It traded perfectly, and then even continued the day after before a reversal. So, but we'll get to all of that. First red day on our NAS. We'll look at another example. Okay, this is our final example for today's video. So we have pump days, 2 to 3 days. What's coming from all the way down here. High of the week, this is Monday, starting the week. And then price closes above the opening price. Price opened here, traded upwards, eventually came down and closed below the opening price, giving us a first red day happening at the high of the week. Then we look for, since this is GU, this is pound dollar. So we'll be looking at our entries starting from the London Open. So what happened here at the beginning of London session? Price tanked down and gave us another entry for the New York session as well. You know what I mean? So again, days of pump day, high of the week, closes below the opening price, giving us the first red day, entry of at high of session or high of day type thing. So this strategy, this signal days happens every single day. If you look at all these charts, it gave us on different days. This is Monday. I think the NAS was on Wednesday. I can't remember what day the US 30 was, but if you look at this, you can trade first red day alone and be very, very profitable. There are more than this amount of instruments here that you can go through, but I just like to trade instruments that move quite fast. That's why you see that these are my top 3. And even oil, I've not started trading oil, but oil too moves very fast. And also this works 100% of the time. By the time we now go into our entry models and entry criteria as well, then you'll be making profit 100% of the time. So that's it for the video today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment on the video, and follow us and share it as well. I mean, I'll be dropping all the details of all the platforms that you can follow us on and all. And if you want to contact us, there'll be contact address somewhere down there as well. Thank you for watching the video, and I'll see you next time. Peace.